Well, good afternoon and welcome to a special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey alongside with Cherie Waters. Look at me.
My maiden name.
Cherie Catron. Along with Dan DeGarmo. I got your maiden name right too, right, Dan?
It is. That is my maiden name. Yes.
It's been a long time since someone said that.
I apologize. That's what Facebook does to us, I guess.
True.
But we're here to talk about a special event that is going to be taking place very soon. In fact, it is just around the corner, April 20th at 6:30 p.m. It is the ImPOSSIBLE auction to benefit Foothold International. We'll explain more coming up in just a moment, right after this by Rathkamp Financial Services.
At Rathkamp Financial, we offer customized investment solutions and superior client service. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
One of the dreams for Foothold International is to be able to really finance everything that you do, and that is helping to reach people there in Kenya.
Yes.
Let's take a moment to explain who Foothold International is.
Thank you for asking that question. So Foothold International, the name Foothold comes from the idea of giving people a foothold to pull themselves out of poverty or generational poverty specifically. And so we were working in Kenya, East Africa, through a larger mission organization, and we saw that there were a lot of needs that just weren't being addressed. And so we wanted to help, but we wanted to make sure the way that we did it was honoring of the culture, honoring of the people, honoring their dignity. And so a lot of what we do is really how we do it that's important, not just what we do. And so everything kind of goes back to whether it's clean water, whether it's providing pads to girls or soap, drilling wells, all of that goes back to helping girls finish school. And we know that's the number one factor in reducing poverty long term, because girls who are educated in East Africa statistically give back to their communities more than anyone, and they tend to double their income if they complete high school. So we have a lot of girls who unfortunately don't get to complete high school.
And I have learned through hanging out and talking with you and Brad more about your mission that really hygiene.
Yes.
Who would think that hygiene would cut that to such a low percentage?
And honestly, if you were to go into a village there, even though people they have like dirt floors, mud huts, you would be surprised how clean they keep everything. Yeah. But it's the access to water, clean water, the access to soap, the access to those products that prevents them from really being able to prevent those diseases that are communicable.
Right.
So they are very clean people. In spite of the amazing how well they're able to keep things clean and organized. It really, mothers will you'll see them washing their kids all the time. But they may not have soap, and so they're not really able to disinfect, right? Their kitchens are not able to prevent that communicable disease spread without soap.
And that 5-mile one-way trip to get water is it takes a lot of time out of your day.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons that a lot of girls drop out of school is that the travel. They can spend their entire day fetching water.
Right. If you want to learn more about the water sanitization that is done through Foothold International, take a look at the interview I did with Brad Catron probably 4 years ago now. And that's still available here on our YouTube channel, so you can check that as well at littermedia.com. So in order to make all this happen, you depend upon donations, and there's a lot of folks that like to visit auctions. We have a brother in Christ with us here today, but he's also an auctioneer. The two can go together, correct?
They can. They go together quite well, I believe. So.
Yeah. Dan DeGarmo, of course, with Double D's Auction House. How did you guys hook up?
That probably would be my wife and you.
Well, I have something to say about that.
Please
honestly,
go.
Because, yes, I had your wife, Serena, and Captivating Salon was a sponsor of our gala in the fall. And she contacted me a couple weeks before and said, I think Daniel can really help you. We need to meet. And so you guys had us over to dinner, and this was really your idea. This whole event was your idea. And we said, okay, I think we need a little bit more time to plan this. And we started brainstorming, and that's really when this idea for this event was born. So I have to give you credit for that. That was really...
And we've had Dan in recently to talk about what you did with Glenn Beck and Mercury Radio Arts for their big fundraising events. So he's been on the big stage.
Right.
So now we got a big stage here in Chillicothe.
I love it. I love it. I have a passion. The benefit auction side is something I really am passionate about. I'm not going to do it, though, unless it's something I support, I believe in. And until I was exposed to everything that she just shared, I had no idea that this was happening and being supported by a local family. And to me, it impacted me. And this organization is the key organization that Double D's Auction House is going to support in 2023. And we're going to do everything we can to raise as much money as possible to help them.
When Brad was first taking kids on these jaunts through Yaktangi Park to learn about sanitizing water and then drinking the water that he sanitized from Yaktangi Park, that caught my attention several years back. And I'm sure hearing their stories about the people
Absolutely.
they've met, the things that they've done, and seeing the hygiene numbers increase and the kids getting educated and women starting now with their own businesses, making soap and all, you've done a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Yeah, what they're doing is working, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. What will you do at this auction? What are the plans?
Good question. I'll start off.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
So first off, we're going to have dinner, and Serena has organized a group of women from the church to provide us both a kind of a home-cooked meal.
Yep.
So hot, comfort food. We'll have some beef, I think pulled pork, and then the chicken, probably fried chicken. We're still working on the details. So come in, you're going to have the ticket includes that home-cooked meal. And then from there, we'll have a short presentation about us. I think we're starting off with a cake.
Yeah, so we're
I'll
going
let
to
you
do
take
a
over from there.
Yeah, we're going to do a dessert run. And
Dessert run.
Let me just real quickly. I just spent the last week at Indiana University to get my CAI. That stands for Certified Auctioneer Institute designation as an auctioneer. It's a 3-year program. Hearing one of the premier, the best benefit auctioneers in the country sharing, I think it was Thursday afternoon or Wednesday afternoon, sharing everything that she knew about this kind of thing opened my eyes, and I got very excited about what we will be able to do with benefit auctions in the future. And we're a little late on this, but I shared with her this morning that I have a revenue generator we're going to add to this auction that should pretty easily bring a minimum of $5,000. And so the dessert run is a piece that we call a revenue generator. We're going to have a table full of desserts, and each table will, among themselves, come up with their highest bid, okay? It's all secret. We collect them, and we go in order. The table that has the highest offer will get to go first to pick out whatever dessert they want. 5 to 10 seconds later, I'll read the next table, and I'll read the next table. And what typically I have found in these dessert runs is a lot of people knocking each other down to get to the dessert that they had intended to get.
Because you don't have much time.
You don't have much time
to make the move.
It's a lot of fun. So each table has a designated runner, and I can't wait. It's going to be great.
I mean, your daughters were saying this is a lot of fun. If a teenager says this is a fun activity, you know it's going to be fun.
Yes.
So I guess be prepared to sign a waiver form when you get there, right?
Yeah.
It could be interesting.
Could be violent.
We're merely joking about that, but it should be a lot of fun. Just to get, and auctions can be entertaining. It's more than just the verbiage and trying to get that out there. Pulling that money out of the pockets.
Yes. I like to tell people that when I'm up there that I'm not going to try to pretend or pull something past you. I'm here to psychologically manipulate you. In other words, I'm going to beg.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now I'm going to do whatever I can to get you to give as much money as you possibly can to benefit this organization and their efforts. And so I've done several benefit auctions all over the country. I think I will do a good job, and I cannot wait.
Don't make him holler. Don't make him shout. Turn those pockets inside out.
Right? I like it. I like it.
Got to get that taken care of. The event is April 20th.
Yes.
And do you have a number of things lined up that you want to auction off yet?
We're working on that.
Yeah, we're
right?
working on that.
Okay.
We have a truck has been donated.
Really?
We're going to be auctioning off a truck. I'm excited about that. And one of the things that I'm able to do with my business is to donate a lot of items. I get a lot of stuff. I buy semi-loads of merchandise.
Yes.
And we're going to donate, I don't know, probably 80 to 100 items that we're going to auction off that night. Good quality, not, rinky-dink cheap things, good quality items to auction off. So I think you have it scheduled that we're going to be running the auction for an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes, but I promise you will not get bored. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's the thing. You think about, I got to sit through 90 minutes of auctioning, but the entertainment side of this is worthwhile.
Yes.
Definitely.
Creekside Occasions is where this is going to be taking place. If you've not seen that location, it is just south of Chillicothe on State Route 772. Just head down High Street or Paint Street to become 772, and you are less than a half mile outside of town, and there it is.
It's a beautiful location.
Yeah.
It's so convenient, so easy to get to. Yep. Plenty of parking, all of that.
We were talking before going on the air here that I watched it being built. So I've seen it go together, the Amish or whoever it was that helped build this thing, and they can build. It is sturdy. It really is. But it has a nice, homey look to it, too.
Yeah, this is, and just thanks for bringing that up, too, because our gala was more of a formal dress-up event. This is very relaxed. So come as you are, do wear clothes. But
please.
But you don't have to dress up. You can come after work, whatever you feel comfortable in to wear. It's more of a relaxed event. And it's kind of nice to have a contrast between the fall event that's a dressier event and this just to be relaxed. So I'm hoping people who came to that event will find this one unique, much different than the other event. Both of them I think were fun, but this is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of interaction.
Now, this is a ticketed event, right?
Yes.
So how do I get tickets?
Well, if that flyer you showed, there's a QR code. You can also join our Facebook group, but that link right there, if you scan that QR code, it'll take you directly to the ticketing. And one of the feedback we received from a lot of people was about their seating. So you can reserve your seat. You can reserve we really encourage you to look at a table to come to with your friends. Really, this will be a lot of fun, right, Dan? If you have a group of friends or you have your family together. So bring a few friends. You don't want to show up and just get stuck at a table. So get your seats ahead of time, and you can pick. There's a seating chart. You can pick your exact seat. There is tiered prices. So they start off at $10. They go up to $30, depending on how close you are to Dan and the auction tables to get your best view. So I think that answers your question.
And for the likes of Jack Benny, the tickets start at $10 and includes your meal.
Exactly.
So if you're a penny pincher, you're not going to spend a whole lot on the meal, but you'll have that much extra to throw into the auction.
Yes. Well, I also want to say, too, those $10 tickets are going the fastest. Yeah. So make sure you get your tickets if you want one of those $10. Those are going the quickest.
And if you want to be able to reach out and touch Dan, those tickets cost a little more, I'm sure. So
let me say this, too. I think we're going to be donating 3 to 4 pallets worth of merchandise. We're also looking for sponsors. Mm-hmm. So if your business would like to sponsor a whole pallet worth of merchandise, we will be sure to let everybody know while we're selling those items that you sponsored these items. So a whole pallet sponsorship is $1,000. Yep. It's a write-off for you. Great way to promote your business. I will make sure that everyone knows you bought that pallet. And we also have tables. I think we're doing some sponsorship
we have some
on
tables
tables.
left. Yeah,
so sponsors. We need sponsors. We'd love to have sponsors.
Yes. We've got some gift cards and some Dwell just donated a spa basket. We've got a few other spa baskets coming in. So we have some really cool local items.
We do.
So we'll take more of those things as well. We're still open. We're still receiving, and
we have some lofty goals. And there's probably, in my opinion, no better way than to bring the community together and with an enjoyable event, not boring, not humdrum, but an enjoyable event. And if they're laughing and they're having a good time, they're just going to spend more money. I've seen that. That's why on my auctions that we run on Saturdays, we have standing room only, and people are having a blast. You've been there.
Yep.
It's just people are having a blast.
And at this event, you're learning more about what your dollars are doing to help further the kingdom of God here on the planet Earth.
Love it.
So, anything that we have missed, you wanted to make sure we
I think you hit it with the sponsorships, and just making sure. I really want people to get their tickets early. It can be a little bit nerve-wracking, I know, for me to come to an event and not know where to sit. So get your tickets early. It helps us plan.
And we're over halfway filled right now.
So we are. So they're going
to want to get your tickets.
And you don't want to be that person, because we have some tables that have 1 or 2 seats. So you don't want to show up the day of and be that person that's put at a table with people you don't know. So plan it out. Get your tickets ahead of time. I think that's pretty much. And we're going to be posting a lot on social media,
Yes.
especially starting next week. We're going to be updating the donated items.
Yes.
And then again, if you are sponsoring a pallet, every item on that pallet is going to be you're going to be getting recognition for that.
Absolutely.
So it's really good coverage if you are a business owner to do that. So we really want to push those sponsorships as well. So
We only have room, I believe, for 3 or 4 of those kinds of sponsorships, but it's going to be worth it. That crowd will hear your business name a lot of times.
If someone cannot be there, but they want to be able to bid, is there a way to do so?
Well, yes and no.
Okay.
We will have, and we don't want to push this out there so much right now, but for those who can't, it's always preferred that you're there. It's going to be more fun. It's going to you're going to have more options. There will be in the background running a silent online auction. So people who aren't there will be able to bid. People who are there can bid as well, but it's not going to be what Dan is going to be promoting. Right. So it'll be on you could do it on your phone or on your laptop. You can do it remotely, and we'll have some really cool items. We have some vacations, some experiences on there that are really pretty cool. So if you can't come, we want you to check that out, but we really want to push you to be there.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
So thanks for bringing it up, but
if tickets sell out,
exactly,
you've got another option to participate. Thank you for coming in to tell us more about the ImPOSSIBLE auction. It all benefits Foothold International. Dan DeGarmo from the Church in Chillicothe, as well as Double D's Auction House, and Adina Worthington's Vintage Baseball. We're going to throw that in there too.
I love it.
And also Foothold International's Cherie, Catron.
Yes.
But always a Waters.
True.
I'm Dan Ramey. Thank you so much for watching today. Again, spread the word. You've heard it here. Share this with your friends, and we'll get that word out, and hopefully we'll increase the money that they need for what they do over in Kenya. Thanks again for watching Litter Media Live.